This is my demonstration for my microprocessor-based system design final project. The idea of this project was to have a distributed Primality compute cluster. So this board on the right is designated as the master board, and the board on the left is the slave board. So from the keypad, we can enter in a given number. So for example, enter in 779, and that will be on the display. And then when we press star, that starts the compute. And what will happen is the master board will split it up into two tasks. So for 779, we know that the maximum number that could be a factor is the square root of that. So it'll take half of that and pass it to the slave board, and it'll compute the top half. And then they will both be computing in parallel. And if the slave board finds the solution, it sends a signal to the master board saying it found it and sends the prime factor it found. And if the master board finds it, it tells the slave board to stop computing, and because it already found a prime factor. So then, now if we press star, you can see it's displaying the two prime factors, 19 and 41. Now, if we wanted to find suppose a prime number, like 79, and then we press star to start the computation, it says it's prime. These numbers can also be very large. So for example, just push a whole bunch. Oh, that was enough. So 7895453. Press star. It says it is composite. The first prime factor is 29. The other one is 272,251. So this is not at all practical because these boards are super slow. So we're not actually getting any speed up versus just using a single big processor. But the idea is that this could continue to be chained. So the master controller would be manually given how many slaves are on it. And then it splits the task up into 5 chunks and sends each of the 5 chunks to the next board. The next board then receives from the master how many subboards it has and would send that many chunks after. And so there'd be a huge list chain of these, and when anyone solves it, it sends the message back up to the master board saying that one of the factors was found. So the way I have it set up is that it can scale if the use-key module could handle that, but currently it can't really. But that's my demonstration. It's a distributed Primality compute cluster. In this case, it's only 2 boards, but the code is set up in such a way that it could handle more boards.